Welcome back to Lucid Trading. Welcome back indeed. Today is a very, very important day. Today is the day that we get the CPI report for the month of August. Now, we've been waiting for this for obviously a month because the data comes out every month. But this one could be incredibly important because this could potentially be the inflection point for CPI. This could definitely be the point where we see CPI head a little bit lower than what we had previously. And if that happens, that basically means we're seeing CPI kind of heading down. But yeah, the whole market right now is expecting for CPI for it to be staying the same level, which is around 5.4% year over year, 0.4% month over month. And I personally think that we could definitely get lower CPI given the fact that several components of the CPI index have been coming down. Although I think food has especially gone up recently. Let me just quickly see if I can turn this off. There we go. We got the power template on the power hour template. And I'm going to turn on the light right here. This is going to help a lot, I think. Hold up, there we go. Fantastic. And by the way, welcome back to the stream. Make sure you hit the like button. Good morning to everybody out there. We're going to be covering the CPI report like the title says. CPI is coming out in about 19 minutes. Make sure you smash that like button right now. We've got some time left. I'll be plotting out on the chart what I think is going to happen here for the markets as we're waiting for CPI. There we go. Light is now officially turned on. Okay, cool. So, let's see. Who just joined the stream? Let me check. We've got a couple people here. We got Mariel, J-Max, Jasper, Piskion, Vishal, Phil, Robert, Natalia, Tanisha, Owen, Bassett, Lawrence, Peter, Yopadi, David, James, Lucas, Raptor, Chris, the chef, and I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm so sorry. But welcome back to the stream. Hit the like. Make sure you do. Let me quickly link the stream again so people know we're live. There we go. All right. So at this very moment, we got the NASDAQ going lower. We got the Russell going lower as well. I think the correction, it's already been happening. Remember what he said, that the correction was going to start in September. It's September and the market is correcting. Boo-hoo, happens almost every single year. September tends to be a bearish month, especially given the fact that the markets year over year have gone up about 36 percentage points. And I'm not lying about this. It is actually true. Year over year, go back to September 2020, and there you go. 36% to that market top right there in about 1 year. Now, usually what happens is that the markets move on average, about 8% per year. So for us to be seeing a 36 percentage move on the markets, that is incredible. And usually when you see a move like that right before September tends to be a bearish month. And I would say right now, we're in the middle of that correction to the downside. We're down roughly 2 percentage points, 2.2% from top to bottom. Currently sitting at 4,468 on the S&P. And I think this correction is not over. I think that the CPI report is not going to instill confidence, especially because, like I said before on the other live streams, the stock market right now is sitting between a rock and a hard place. What does that mean? Well, if the CPI comes in higher, then the tapering is going to obviously happen earlier. If the CPI is lower, then there's less asset inflation. And we're also going to see the products obviously becoming cheaper. That is not good for businesses. I would say in both scenarios, it looks like the market is going to correct. So we're probably going to see a correction right before the meeting of the Fed, which is going to be, I think, next week, Friday. So, yeah, I think we're going to see this correction actually continue. I think we're going to see more movement to the downside. We don't have earnings coming up. We're like right between last earnings and next earnings. There's still some time left until next earnings. And so I would say this is the right time for this correction to accelerate. Now, if this correction does accelerate, what happens, I think, at least for the S&P, we could see the S&P go down back to this 50-day moving average, because that has been acting as support many, many times over. You know, this is very accurate. Oops. Right there and right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches in that 50-day moving average whenever we see a 2 to 3% correction. And right now, I think it's not going to be different. I think we're going to touch that, hit, and then jump back up to the next resistance, which would be around, I think, 4,480, and then drop again. And that drop, that leg to the downside, is going to bring us back to that 100-day moving average. I would say close to that 100-day moving average. And that would be a, let me check. Let's say that happens, then we will be correcting down about 5 percentage points total. And that would only be 5%. We see a 5% correction every year. We haven't had that so far. We've had 3% correction and 2% corrections. That would be the 5% correction that we're looking for. If we see this actually go down even further, which we hit the 200-day moving average almost every single year, by the way, which is this blue line over here. And we only have 3 months left, 3.5 months until this year comes to a close. So I think there's also a chance for this correction to be more like a 10% correction, which basically means we hit this, we come down like that, maybe consolidate a bit, and then eventually get back to that 200-day moving average, which we do have a big support sitting at around 4,170, 4,200. That would be a correction of maybe, I think, 8% or something. Yeah, so roughly 8 percentage points, which in my opinion is definitely possible given what we've gotten with the market so far. You know, the Federal Reserve is still talking about tapering, and it just seems like perfect earnings were priced in. We had the best earnings ever. It's priced into the market. Markets were going all-time high, all-time high, all-time high every day, every week. People bought every single dip. And so, yeah, we're in a rough place right now. I think the best case scenario will probably be that we don't see higher inflation, we don't see lower inflation, it just stays flat. If the CPI stays flat, then that, in my opinion, would mean that the markets could actually bounce earlier. Let's say we drop to 4,400 or something, and it bounces back. But if not the case, if it's actually down, if it's lower, we're definitely heading down. And of course, if CPI goes down, that's going to be it's going to be benefiting the growth stocks. So in this downturn, you would then see a rotation towards more high risk names because we're seeing inflation head down. You know, the 10-year yield could stay flat. Although right now the 10-year yield is going up 1.5%. It could be subject to change. You know, you never know. The VIX is spiking 1.6%. There's volatility coming up, and it's also sitting quite high. Well, relatively speaking, right? So it's rising. We've got the VIX rising. Gold is going down. What's happening to Bitcoin? Bitcoin is going up, but it's still down recently. I would say precious metals are heading down. Bitcoin is heading down. Oil is staying flat. Dollar is slightly down. If CPI is going down, the dollar is going to spike. If CPI is going to be heading up, dollar obviously is going to be heading down. Now, we have about 10 minutes left, by the way. Like I said previously, make sure you hit the like button. 10 minutes left until the CPI is going to be released. And I think in the meantime, it would be nice to see what the expectations are, because I usually don't cover what the expectations are. But yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Let me just quickly change my screen. All right, so this is where we're going to be looking at for... Hold up. How much space do we have here? Okay, so this is the site. It's the it's the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This is the site where they release the CPI data. We didn't get the data yet. We're going to get it in about 10 minutes on this website. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what people are thinking. See, what is the expectation? This is awesome, by the way. C3.ai is advertising on CNBC and Bloomberg and everything. That is really cool. Yeah, I've actually noticed they're marketing a lot. They're putting a lot of money into marketing. I like to see that. So I'm a C3.ai investor, so I've got like a bunch of money in C3. So to see this, that's great. All right. The consumer price index is expected to come in at a 5.4% year-over-year pace for August, according to the Dow Jones consensus estimates. Any inflation data is important for the markets, but this report could set the tone for trading ahead of the Fed's meeting next week. That's why it's so important. If it's inflecting down, that could be the first time in this whole year that that's happening, potentially. Some pros say there are concerns the Fed could move up its timetable on tapering its bond purchases if the report is hot. So if inflation is actually rising faster than expected, what could happen here is that the Federal Reserve might actually decide to taper ahead of time, which would be bad for the markets. If CPI is heading down, that would be bad for businesses. That would be bad for the asset appreciation that we've seen. So like I said, stock market is stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I think this correction is going to be inevitable at this point. It'll be very laughable, actually, if the markets are, going to keep rising. Anyway, we have 8 minutes left, by the way. Once again, hit the like. I'm very nervous right now for the CPI, but we'll see what happens. Let me just take a quick look right here. All right, so today's report of the Consumer Price Index could set the tone for markets ahead of next week's Federal Reserve meeting, particularly if it's hotter than expected. The CPI is expected to have risen 0.4% in August, month over month. So that's versus July. People think it's going to be higher, 0.4% higher than July. Let's see. According to a Dow Jones, okay, on a year-over-year basis, CPI would then be up 5.4%, the same pace it was in July. Excluding food and energy, CPI is expected to rise 0.3% or 4.2% year-over-year, according to the estimates. Though that is the estimate right now. So if it's lower than that, then it would be below the estimate. If it's lower than 0.4%, that would be insane. If it's higher than 0.4%, that would be equally insane. It's like, inflation is actually rising very fast. On a year-over-year basis, CPI would then be up. Okay, so we're looking at 5.4%. That's the estimate. Is going to be, if it's below that, then we're talking about slowing down, the slowing down of inflation. If it's higher than that, obviously it's going to be inflation running hot. So we're going to be looking out for that. Inflation data has been coming in stronger than expected, raising concerns that it may be more persistent than the Fed officials believe it to be. The Fed meets next Tuesday and Wednesday and is widely expected to discuss tapering its bond buying program, but not formally announce its plans until later in the year. But some market pros say another warning about rising inflation could speed the Fed's timetable. Even though August's employment report was weaker than expected, some market pros pushed back their expectations for a Fed announcement after August job gains totaled just 235,000, about 500,000 less than expected, right? So I don't think the Fed is going to taper soon, but if inflation is running really hot, then yeah, obviously it's going to have an impact. It was really bad. So the August job gain report, really bad. That should delay tapering for some time. Unless, obviously, if CPI is actually running very, very fast right now, which we're going to see in a couple moments. So, if inflation is hot, that would imply a little bit faster timeline from the Fed. That's what the pros are saying, right? It's like, come on, we all know that. Consumer price index percent change from a year ago. Massive spike right there. That's been it's pretty wild. Yeah, nothing really significant here. CIBC Private Wealth U.S. Chief Investment Officer David I have no idea how to pronounce that, said a hotter number could be a worry for stocks and send bond yields higher. Yields move opposite price. He said the market will be focused closely on what components of the CPI are showing higher inflation rates. That's true. I have no idea how to pronounce that. 1 sec. This guy added he is watching to see if temporary COVID-related sources of inflation, such as hotels and summer, began to ease, or if inflation was due to supply shortages. He said it now appears that supply chain issues are more severe than they seemed even just 3 months ago, and he expects inflation to continue to be an issue. I mean, inflation is going to be an issue. The question is it going to be rising inflation? Is it going to be slowing down of inflation the coming months? We know there is inflation. That is not going away. But we want to know, is it heading down, or are we seeing inflation just rise higher and higher and higher? See, that would be problematic inflation. That would be basically what they call inflation running hot. Month over month increases and it going up faster. Well, not necessarily. Well, yeah, faster. Certainly that the trend has been for the inflation number to come in above expectations. I think if that happens again, it will feed this narrative that high inflation is going to stick around longer than the Fed had been planning, he said. He said he sees about a 1 to 4 chance a hot CPI number could prompt the Fed to move sooner to announce a tapering. A 1 to 4 chance if a hot CPI number. That's not a very high chance, I would say. 25% chance that when we see hotter CPI numbers, that they would announce tapering earlier. Okay. He said he's watching to see if things that might be more persistent, like raising rates, will show up in the number. The Fed keeps saying they see inflation as being transitory, yet the inflation data is getting worse rather than better. CFRA Chief Investment Strategist. Okay, that's not true. We had it flat the other time. If it's hotter than expected, I think the stock market is going to continue to be soft. I think investors are trying to decide whether there's more to this to worry about than not. Stocks posted a mild comeback Monday following 5 days of losses for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, partly tied to the inflation concern. Some Fed officials in recent weeks have said they believe the central bank should start paring back its $125 billion a month bond purchases sooner rather than later, but Fed Chairman Jerome Powell has said he wants to see more strong employment reports before tapering is announced. So, yeah, we haven't really had a strong, labor report or employment report so far. I think it's more likely than not that this is not going to impact the tapering. I don't think the CPI will be impacting it that much. If we end up with both headline and core CPI stronger than anticipated, I think certainly statements will be made regarding inflation, while it might not force them to say anything about tapering sooner. That's what I think as well. All right, I'm very excited. There's 2 minutes left. Smash that like button. Let's get it going. Remember, last time we had CPI for all items rise 0.5%. What they're expecting 0.4% this time, which would be pretty insane still. But yeah, if it's lower than that, if we get 0.3%, if we get 0.2%, that would be insane. So I'm waiting for that. Who knows? Who knows what we're going to get? We have no idea. This could be anything at this point. Yeah, I got my Puma t-shirt, which is being filtered because it's green. The logo's green, so you might see it. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Anyway. All right, so we got 1 more minute left. Hit that like button. Oh, boy. Hit the like so everybody can see the stream, obviously. Released right now. I am so nervous. I'm watching the markets as well. Let's see. The NASDAQ is going down still. Russell's going down. Oh, my gosh. I can't wait. Oh, boy. Super, super nervous. Couple seconds left. We're going to refresh now. Any second. Okay, so it should be released now, any moment. It could be that it gets released on, Bloomberg terminals get this information faster for some reason. Oh, yes! 0.3%. I freaking knew it. It's lower. It's slightly lower. And the markets are reacting. Markets are jumping upwards. Markets are jumping up. Let's go. I freaking knew it. I've been saying this for a month that the CPI was going to flick downwards because Powell has been saying it, and it's happening. It's down slightly lower. All right, so the consumer price index for all urban consumers increased 0.3% in August on a seasonally adjusted basis after rising 0.5%. It's inflecting downwards. It's not increasing. All of the people that said there was going to be hyperinflation, that is not happening right now. The Russell is spiking. The Nasdaq is spiking. It seems like lower CPI is beneficial to the markets at this point. Well, for the growth stocks at least, tech and growth stocks. Very, very nice. This could mean we see the tech and growth stocks jump up significantly today. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Let me just quickly check what's happening with some of my tech stocks. No way. No freaking way are we seeing lower CPI. We freaking got lower CPI. Let me check the markets. Yeah, we got the Russell spiking especially. I can't show you right now. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Let's just read what's happening. The consumer price index for all urban consumers increased 0.3% in August on a seasonally adjusted basis after rising 0.5% in July. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today over the last 12 months, the all items index increased 5.3% before seasonal adjustment, which is slightly lower than last month's report, which is great. It's not substantially lower, it's slightly lower. Very nice. The indices for gasoline, household furnishings and operations, food and shelter all rose in August and contributed to the monthly all-items seasonally adjusted increase. The energy index increased 2%, mainly due to a 2.8% increase in the gasoline index. The index for food rose 0.4%, with the indices for food at home and food away from home both increasing 0.4%. The index for all items less food and energy rose 0.1% in August, its smallest increase since February 2021. See, that's probably the reason why it's coming down, because food is still going up substantially. Along with the indices for household... Can we zoom in a little bit? I think we can, right? Or not. Apparently I can't. Let me just read this. Along with the indices for household operations and shelter, the indices for new vehicles, recreation, and medical care also rose in August. The indices for airline fares, used cars and trucks, and motor vehicle insurance all declined. They're declining. The indices for airline fares, used cars and trucks, and motor vehicle insurance all declined over the month. That explains the fact that the CPI has been actually coming back a little, I think. The all items index rose 5.3% for the 12 months ending August, a smaller increase than the 5.4% rise for the period ending July. I want to just double check the market. Yeah, the markets are spiking massively. All right, so the index for all... The energy index rose 25% over the last 12 months, and the food index increased 3.7%. Both were larger than the increases for the 12-month period ending July. Yeah. So let's just compare. So here we got the numbers of the increases, seasonally adjusted changes from preceding month. So look at that. Would you look at that? That is just beautiful. So, okay. This is great. All items. This was June, 0.9%. July, 0.5%. August, 0.3%. It's inflecting downwards. That's happening. We're seeing it. This is very, very good for growth stocks and tech stocks. For pretty much the high-risk stocks, right? That's going to ensure that the 10-year yield is not going to spike like 10, 20% the coming weeks and stuff like that. Now, let's see. Yeah, but we've been talking about this for a while. It's finally coming true. Been waiting for this. you might know Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin has been talking about this for a couple months as well, and other YouTubers, that the inflation data was going to actually start coming back down. Jerome Powell's been saying this for the longest time, like, hey, it's transitory, because we had stimulus. That's why it's transitory. We briefly had stimulus, and then also keep in mind a lot of people lost their job, and a lot of people are also hoarding money. They're not necessarily spending it all. Consumer confidence is not necessarily skyrocketing super high at the moment either. And we also have evictions coming. And there's a bunch of things happening that should be causing CPI to not run up higher. Although I'm saying all that, but energy has come back up. Look at that. That's a significant increase, 1.6 to 2.0. Energy commodities from 2.3 to 2.7. Gasoline, 2.4, 2.8%. But then you have fuel oil, which is down substantially, minus 2.1. You have energy services, 1.1. Electricity from 0.4 to 1%. Those are significant increases here for energy. Then looking at utility pipe gas service is going from 2.2 to 1.6. All items less food and energy, look at that, 0.9, 0.3, and then 0.1. Very fast decreases there, and that's because of the used cars and the, I think the airline tickets, if we can find that here, transportation services, I think, isn't it? So new vehicles from 1.7 to 1.2. Look at that, used cars and trucks from 0.2% to minus 1.5%. That is a significant decrease. Apparel from 0 to 0.4, that has gone up. And then you have commodities, medical care commodities, I believe, if I'm correct about that, from 0.2 to minus 0.2. Services from 0.3 to 0. Shelter from 0.4 to 0.2. You've got transportation services, which already were coming down again, and even faster now at a faster pace, minus 2.3% versus 1.4%. That's I would say the main reason that this is all looking a bit better, at least, CPI slowing down slightly. Right, so I don't think we have to cover the rest. I think that's not going to be that crucial at this moment. I think we covered everything we had to cover. But yeah, CPI, it's heading down slightly. So this is, I think, an indication that potentially the coming months we heading down. Because we've got some evictions coming up, stimulus was running out. And yeah, the inflation was really hot. So spending can't just keep going up and up and up. I think we could see this slowly head down for the coming months, which would be very, very beneficial to the stocks that, remember at the beginning of this year, right? The growth stocks, the high-risk stocks that went down because of the higher inflation with the 10-year spiked up massively. That could cool off until the tapering, because the tapering itself could cause the 10-year to spike again. So I think we got enough. I think we are going to see the markets keep going up until the tapering at this point. Although this correction, I don't think it's over yet, but I think it's going to be less of an issue. See if we can go to the charts. One moment. It depends, right? So Dow Jones could get affected by this. 1 second here. Russell and the Nasdaq were both down 0.5%. Now they're up almost 0.5 percentage point. You can see that here. We got a $5 donation. Masras donated, and he says, "Can you cover Lucid, please? Morgan Stanley rated it at $12. Good buying opportunity." Yeah, we'll take a look at Lucid in a second. Thank you for that donation. I want to just briefly hold on. Let me adjust my chair. I want to check what's happening with the coins. Bitcoin is heading up 3.1%. Ethereum up 1.7%. That's strange. That doesn't make any sense. Well, so apparently the inflation that we saw was high enough for us to see a drop in the dollar, and for us to see crypto still move up slightly higher. Although I wouldn't necessarily say that this is going to last, this dollar dropping. I think we're going to see the dollar strengthen for the next months ahead of us. You know, when you have CPI coming down every single time, for example. Lucid Group is now sitting at 19. Oh, down 4.5%. That's insane. Did they get down? They probably got downgraded, right? That could make a lot of sense. C3.ai is slightly green. Palantir slightly green. Let's see how these stocks are affected. UiPath slightly green. Wait, what? Netlist down 10% right now? Oh, wow. That is interesting. Yeah, so apparently Netlist is down 10%. I'm not sure why, but it is down 10% apparently. Yeah, it's down 10%. That's insane. Why is Netlist down 10%? I mean, it's already down how much? Like 36% just recently? Wait, so you're telling me the Netlist is now sitting at 4.5 again. So we're looking at... It's down 56%. That's essentially what's happening here. Also oversold. We're going to have to wait for this one. Uber is flat. Robinhood is down slightly. Helion up 1.7%. Virgin Galactic is doing nothing. So far, not seeing significant movement. We're seeing DIDI down 2%. Baba is down 1.7%. Both Nano Dimension and BNG are coming back up slowly. Not seeing a whole lot of green, actually. Although, overall, the indices are green. The Russell is heading up. We got the Nasdaq heading up. I guess that's good. Let me check what's happening with C3.ai. Okay, C3 is down 1%. I mean, what is happening? You got the Russell up a percentage point, yet C3 is down like a percentage point. That is wild. Markets are not making a lot of sense right now. Yeah, Palantir also not doing anything. Also kind of flat. I think the tapering is going to happen regardless. I don't think you can prevent that from happening at this point. It's just not going to happen earlier. Some people thought that we would see an early taper. I don't think that's going to happen. No freaking way. Oh, these flies. Darn it. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, the CPI data was good. Can't complain about that. Look at that spike in the Russell. Now look, I didn't see what was happening with the S&P, but the S&P is now bouncing back. It's actually looking green at the moment. We got the dollar heading down, having a very good impact on Bitcoin. UiPath is also bouncing back up. And we still have Netlist down 10%. I don't know what is happening with Netlist right now. That is so random. Did you sell Netlist? No, I didn't. I didn't sell Netlist. I'm kind of breaking even at this point. I don't know why, though. Why are they selling this all the way down? It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I can't find anything about it either. Maybe it's because of the lack of news. There's not a whole lot of news coming out from Netlist. AMC is slightly lower. I think what we could see is something that we have been seeing for the past couple days, where some of the stocks are going up, go down during the day, and the ones that are going down right now might rebound. There's been a particular pattern that we've been seeing for the past couple days. It just rotates back and forth. So look at the volatility. Yeah, the VIX is now coming down. It looks like the correction could maybe be over. Maybe. So much for a correction. Because so the best outcome would be just a little bit lower. And you couldn't see any higher. If CPI was higher, we would have definitely dropped further. If it was significantly lower, then we would have dropped further too. We got a little bit lower CPI, which is, in my opinion, best case scenario, which means I think this correction is not going to last that long at this point. So we got, I guess, the best case scenario right now going for us, at least for the markets. There you go. Russell spiking 0.6%. That's nice. Gara getting in on the penny stock hype. I don't think Netlist is a penny stock, though. They're going to earn billions of dollars from the lawsuits that they got going. Netlist is going to be worth a lot more. Although right now, it's sitting at 4.5. So, yeah. That sucks. Yeah, my portfolio is going up because of Alibaba. UiPath. Apparently it's growing. Yeah, it's up 0.8% right now. UiPath is roughly sitting around 55.9, I think. Maybe even hitting 56. That's good. Let's see. Robinhood not doing much. Okay, so DIDI is now bouncing back. It was down 2%, now it's down 0.5%. I like that. That is good news. But yeah, Alibaba's still down 1.5%. We had the Hang Seng or Hang Seng index down a percentage point. Chinese stocks were down on average about 2%. So I guess the Chinese stock market still hasn't quite bottomed out. And we can see that ripple effect in the big tech Chinese stocks, where they're just failing to go higher. We're seeing them just consolidate. JP Morgan up 0.3%. Goldman Sachs slightly down. Yeah, the 10-year is starting to fall. Ooh. That's so it's down 1% from that top spike. Indicating that the 10-year is probably heading lower. In my opinion, I think we could definitely see some lower levels, which will be beneficial for the tech stocks, the high-risk stocks, the growth stocks, etc. I'm still a little surprised that Bitcoin is up 3.3%. But then again, it's trading within this range, within around the 43,000 and the 47,000. It could still hit resistance and pull back again. Let us take a look at Lucid Group. Lucid Group just recently got demoted. And it's down 4.8%, sitting at $19.1. That is not good. MACD seemed was about to cross, and it's not happening right now. We're seeing a MACD cross to the downside on the 4 hours, so that is looking pretty bearish. Yeah, it could get as low as $18 at this point with the current selling pressure. Like, if it leaves behind $19, we're going straight back to $18. Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot happening with this company yet. There's an event coming up on the 27th. That's in about 13 days. I could still see it go back down to 18 and then just slowly rise back up. That seems to be kind of likely at this point. Touch that $18 support. And then bounce back from there. Get back to the $21, $22 zone. Yeah, so I don't think anything significant is happening yet for Lucid Group. Lines. All right, we got 35 minutes left until the market opens up. 35 minutes, right? I think today could be crucial, given the fact that we just had CPI. We can see some massive moves, right? We could see some stocks that have been going down for a long time finally bounce. Talking about C3.ai and other growth stocks like Nano Dimension, BNGO, which both BNGO and Nano Dimension are going up right now. C3.ai is not. I don't think it's green. It says it's green, but if you take a look at the real numbers, oh, wait, it's actually green. Never mind, it is green. So C3.ai is going up 0.6%. Lucky me. A little bit of a move there. And looking at AMC, oh man, AMC still sitting at 51.6. I think AMC is probably going to go up even more with the current CPI. With the CPI going down, that is just pretty wild. Yeah, there you go. There's going to be a factory in Saudi Arabia by 2024. We're in 2021. They want to get a factory in 2024. Good luck with holding that stock. That's going to take a long time. Like these kind of companies, like you want to hold these for 5 or 10 years. You don't want to hold it for a year or two. You want to hold it for 5 or 10 years. And the problem is, with the markets going so high and with the tapering coming and with, rates going up in 2023, 2024, you can't really hold this stock for 5 years because it's going to get discounted. It's going to get it's going to get discounted by tapering. It's going to get discounted by the rates going up. Everything is going to be cheaper by 2025. I don't think we're going to see assets be much more valuable when you have the tapering coming up and you also have rates going up, unless they earn significantly higher. Will Lucid earn significantly higher? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to be selling that many vehicles. Relative to their market cap, they will barely be selling anything. It's the market cap of Ford, yet they're selling nothing really yet. So this is if you're holding this is at least a 5-year investment that we're talking about because its market cap is sitting at 32 billion. If the market cap was at 10 billion or 5 billion, this would have been like a 1 or 2 year investment. But it's sitting at the 32 billion mark. Well, you're going to have to wait. It's not going to go up overnight. At least not Lucid Group. And I like the company. I like their products. I like the CEO. I just think with the current market cap and the authorized shares that they have, so they can actually dilute the market cap. They can dilute their share. And they are going to do that over the years. Alrighty. Live right now. Cool. Let's take a look at Palantir. Palantir currently is still flat. C3 is going up 0.6%, I believe. Yeah, still heading up. I'm actually going to quickly take a look at what is happening on Market Watch. Maybe I can show you what I'm doing. Hold up, I'm going to quickly show you where I am at. So this is Market Watch. They got the actual data of, the pre-market, very accurate right now. We'll be taking a quick look at these. DIDI is now sitting at 8.63. Oh wow, C3.ai is jumping 1.3% in the pre-market, sitting at 49.7. That's no surprise. You got CPI going down now. That's going to impact the growth stocks. Even Palantir now up 0.15%. Let's take a look at the Chinese ones. Alibaba still down 1.69%, failing to go above, failing to go positive. DIDI, right, down 0.5%. Virgin Galactic is green, but just flat, around 24.28, which I like. I think Virgin Galactic is a nice buying opportunity right there. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla sitting at 742.4, going flat right now. And I'm actually wondering what's happening with Apple. Apple is rising 0.5 percentage points. Okay. Now I want to go check out Netlist. If I can. Yeah, Netlist is still down 10%, and Path, I think that's what the ticker name is. UiPath just slightly green. All right, let's get back to the charts. Yeah, the Russell is up about 0.5%, close to 0.5%. I want to see what's happening with the Dow Jones. Yeah, the Dow Jones is up similar amounts. So just the whole stock market is, I would say, kind of bouncing right now. Purely because the CPI wasn't going down strongly or up strongly. Kind of flat, but slightly lower, which I would say it benefits the markets for the CPI not to be super high, because that would indicate that, hey, guess what? We're going to see tapering coming up. And with this, CPI going down, you would have the problem that the asset inflation is going to slow down. We're going to see products become cheaper, which is bad for the balance sheets. CPI going down essentially means that there's less demand for products. Either less demand or we have way too much supply. Which we don't have a lot of supply. So if you don't have a lot of supply and the demand goes down, well, yeah, that's when you see the CPI go down. Although, demand is very strong. It's just not as strong as last month. It's slightly less. For particular components of the CPI, of course. Not everything in the CPI is going down. Food was not going down, right? But we had used cars going down significantly, which was interesting indeed. UiPath is still not doing... Oh, there we go. UiPath not really doing anything. Still right in that zone, 55.7. Wind is falling hard. Yeah, so we said that Wind Resorts was going to fall, right? I did warn about this, apparently. Let's see. So if it fell down, why did it fall? Oh, yeah, the MACD wasn't looking that good either. And there was a gap to be filled. So we're filling the gap to the downside. I think it could go down all the way back to 93. That would be 10% plus to the downside. I do think this is going to be over soon. We're going to get close to the trend line, and then we'll see a bounce to the upside. Won't be a super significant bounce, but it's going to be something. Maybe through the month of October we could see, stocks go up, at least Wind Resort go up. One moment. PayPal. What's happening with PayPal? Yeah, we said PayPal was going to pull back to the trend line and then bounce like really heavy and fill the gap. It filled the gap, came back down, and it's looking bearish. It's looking kind of bearish right now. I'm going to take a quick look at the weekly. Yeah, the weekly is still bearish. I think PayPal is going to come down further. I think we're heading back down to 270. At least short term. Gara, please close the windows on time. We don't want wasps to invade and stop the live streams like yesterday. Yeah, so that's a big problem. And I came up with a solution today because I am going to be getting an office. What does that mean? Well, basically, we'll have a very, very fast internet, like 10 times faster than the one that I have here. There's going to be no background noise, no windows open, so you're not going to hear anything or see any wasps or something come into this room. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. I'll be heading there for the 1st of October. So in about 2 weeks, I'll be there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm just going to take a look at my portfolio. I can't wait. I honestly can't wait. It's going to be a significant, substantial improvement over the place that I'm currently at least for the streams and for the video creation process. It would help greatly. Just print the C3.ai chart and stick it to the windows. The wasp will never... Yeah, exactly, right? Who would want to, like, be there? Why would you, if there's C3.ai on it? Although C3.ai is not doing that bad. It's not doing super bad. Also buy a sit-stand desk. I could actually do that. I'm actually considering it. The NASDAQ is bouncing off the 20-day moving average, up 0.2%. We got the Russell doing the same, up 0.3%. VIX is still high, but slowly going down. The dollar is going down pretty fast. The 10-year is flat. So like I said, the 10-year is about to go negative again. And why? Because the CPI was slightly lower. There you go. Negative 10-year. Negative 10-year yield. U.S. oil is up 0.6%. Bitcoin up 3.4%. Ethereum 2.3%. I would say the cryptocurrencies are definitely heading down. This is not looking like an uptrend. This is still looking like a downtrend for Ethereum and for Bitcoin as well. I think we're going to be going straight back down right after. Let's check what's happening with Tesla. Tesla's flat. NIO is slightly down. Li Auto, same story. And XPeng is almost down 1%. Lucid Group is starting to recover slightly. AMC not really getting updated. Apple up 0.5%. Microsoft is now also up 0.5%. Google up 0.4%. Amazon up slightly. Oh, I forgot to link the PayPal. Let me quickly do that so people don't forget. And we'll also be starting a poll. All right, so I got the question for you guys in the poll. Will the stock market bounce or retreat? Now we know that the CPI is lower. And you can answer that question right now in the poll. Let me know what you think. Oh, wow. Look at that gold. Gold is slightly up. 0.3%. Gold was going down. Now it's heading up. So apparently the inflation, despite it being lower, it's still high enough for these, precious metals and commodities and everything else to go up for the day, I would say. Oh, wow. We got a $50 donation from Peru Invest. Thank you so much, Peru. Peru says, Saitama coin is giving me a good return lately. Saitama coin, oh, that's interesting. People call it a pump and dump and all. Guess what? I don't care. As long as I'm making money, I am currently, and that is all that matters. It is pretty cheap. Saitama coin, is it a pump and dump? I have not heard about this. I can't find it. Is this it? What the hell is happening here? That is crazy. I have no idea what's happening, but looks like a pump and dump to me. But hey, if you made money out of this, then congrats. I wouldn't personally hold something like this, but that is absolutely wild. Saitama coin. Yeah, I don't know if this is working at all. No, I don't think it is. Maybe we don't have the chart on TradingView. Oh well, nevertheless, appreciate the donation. Yeah, I'll be funding the office that we got. It's being funded by the stream. It's the only way I was able to get the office right now, at least on a monthly basis. So thanks to everybody that's been supporting the channel. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to have an office for Lucid Trading. What's going to be good is also that on the door, this is this little thing where you can place like a banner for your company. Well, we're going to have a Lucid Trading banner there. I'm going to show you guys how it looks like on Instagram, at the Discord and Twitter. I'm going to be posting it right there. I think it's a nice milestone. It's pretty cool. Gara's going to buy one more AI stock with that. Nah, I'm not buying AI right now. I'm waiting for AI to go below 45, if it does go below 45. And that's where I would personally add more stock for C3.ai. All right, we have 17 minutes. Make sure you smash the like button today. Today is a very, very good day. CPI is heading lower. And that could have a significant, severe impact on the stock market. So smash the like button right now. Let me know in the live chat, do you think that the stock market is going to bounce back because of CPI heading lower now? Or do you think the correction is going to continue? Let me know in the chat. There's also a poll running, so make sure you answer that. We got 62% of people saying it's going to bounce upwards. Back to Orthodoxy says, Gara, can you evaluate Danos as a stock? Is the buying opportunity? Thank you for that donation. Let me check DAC. Haven't checked that. Danos Corporation, Transportation, Marine Shipping. Marine Shipping's been doing pretty good. That is interesting. We hit the resistance. I think we're heading down. For sure. Especially with CPI slowing down now. Container ships and stuff. Yeah, I mean, the rally is kind of over, isn't it? Look at this. Since September, so this whole year, this stock is going up 1,500%. And we haven't even seen any severe correction, really. I think we can go all the way back, probably, to maybe, let me take a look at the emails. Can I go back all the way like that? Yes, I can. Huh. I think we can go back to 75 short term, at least. Not saying that this company is going to do bad. It's just I think it's going to correct 10% from here. The markets are not exactly roaring, so. Yeah, so let's just say it could pull back to 75 short term. Maybe bounce right after, but we'll have to see that. What's happening to charge points? Yeah, remember what we said? We said charge point was going to pull back to this trend line. This is a strong support. It would bounce off of that. So I think we're looking at I think we're going to see a spike upwards back to 22.5, 23 for the next days and the next weeks. It seems quite likely. And we don't see the Russell spiking much further. Look at that. 10-year is now falling 0.7%. And it looks like we're going to see growth stocks rally, honestly. This is the absolute perfect environment for high-risk tech growth stocks to go up. I think that's exactly what's happening. It's exactly what's going to happen. Although Netlist is still down 10% for some darn reason. It has not updated yet either. I guess it's because of it's on the OTC markets. What time is the CPE out? The CPI has already come out. It was 0.3%, which was lower than last month's report. It wasn't significantly lower, but it was still lower. I think the last one was 0.5% or something. Yeah, it was 0.5. So we went from 0.5% to 0.3%. Yeah, I think ARK is going to do quite nice for the coming months. ARK should do well. It's already up 0.6%, but I think it's going to spike back up like tremendously. Back to the 130s. And I think that the correction that we had, it would have been more severe if the CPI was much lower or much higher. But that didn't happen. We had a perfect result. And so I think this correction is not going to last that long. Tesla's taking off, Comet Dang says. Why did I not make you a mod yet? Comet Dang is a mod. You've been here for like literally since the beginning, I would say. I'm gonna have to add new mods actually. I think that would be wise. Some of the mods are not very active. Tesla stock is... Let me check Tesla right now. What is Tesla? Tesla is... At least according to the charts, I don't think a whole lot is happening to Tesla. Oh, remember when Tesla was sitting at 760 and we said it was going to pull back to 720? Well, guess what? That basically happened. We're now looking at Tesla just consolidating. Pretty much. We're consolidating until we get closer to the Q3 delivery date. And that's when you see another rally. And that's when we could possibly get to the $800 target for Q3 deliveries. It would take a 10% move to get there. I should be a mod. Yeah, that's true. Sergio Caprian should be a mod. Give me 1 second. I have to grab something. Alrighty. All right, we got 2 new mods. We got Sergey Caprian and Kwame Dang. Yeah, I'm gonna demod some of the inactive mods that I got, or that we got. I think that'll be wise. If you're inactive, obviously you're gonna use your you're gonna lose the mod status. And yeah, we do need mods because spam can be very annoying. All right, we got 9 minutes left until the market opens up. We got 9 minutes. Let me know which stocks you would like me to cover, and I will cover your stocks. Let me know in the chat. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla is still flat, sitting at 742. Look at Neo. Neo's flat as well. DIDI is going down. Baba is still going down. Virgin Galactic is still going down. C3.ai is only up 0.5%. It's not been that bullish. Let's see. PSG, FCEL, DIDI, Palantir, SoFi. Take a look at FCEL. A lot of people saying Palantir. Okay. Yeah, so I said Palantir is most likely going to trend a little bit lower now. Short term, because they lost a contract. And not only did they lose a contract, we're also seeing on the technicals it's not looking that well. So yeah, I think we're heading back. We're probably going to be hitting this trend line over here, which would be around 24.5, around $25. Short term. However, keep in mind we've got lower CPI that could make the Nasdaq go up higher. It could, we could definitely see the Russell go up higher because of this. And yeah, so Palantir could really benefit from that. Will it spike? I don't necessarily think that, but I don't think we're going to see a severe downturn. It's just, it's going to correct a little. That's my expectation at the moment. Gara Okchaz would be a good moderator. He dedicated some time to watch your channel. What do you think? I'm going to take a quick look at my list of moderators. Takes about a second. And in the meantime, we want to take a look at Palantir still. Yeah, I really don't like what we're seeing on the daily MACD here. I dislike that a lot. While the weekly is still it's still showing strength. It's been a while since that crossed, and the volumes are kind of slowing down as well. We've had way higher volumes here in the month of August. Now in September, it's just kind of slowing down. We had the recent bad news with the contract. I'm thinking we're going back to 25, 24.5, 25 before we see any sort of bounce. One moment. There we go. Now let's take a look at the markets. Markets are still looking okay. Wow, the 10-year is dropping fast. It's now down 1%. So we went from the 10-year being up 2%, now down 1%. And guess why? Because the CPI was pretty bad. It was going down, right? It's not bad, but just going downwards. And then you can look at this. MACD's about to cross on the 10-year on the daily chart. Looks like we're heading back down at this point. At least short term. On the weekly chart, you can see we're definitely, like, the trend is about to go up. But for the short term, 10 years, the 10-year is going lower. Yeah, we have a couple minutes left before open. Smash the like button right now. I would appreciate that. Current poll says 61% of people are thinking that the market's going to bounce. 39% says the correction is going to keep going. So we're going to see this correction keep going further. Let me quickly share the link live for market open. And yeah, beautiful CPI numbers. Cannot complain. Beautiful, beautiful. It's been a long time since we've seen CPI come down. And it's starting to come down. So we've gotten that inflection point. Now we need the next one to be lower and the next one after that to be lower. And we are good to go. Dow Jones. Yeah, the Dow Jones is looking kind of bearish, I would say. With CPI heading down. What about Apple? I think Apple is still going to go down because they have an event coming up today. And usually what happens with Apple is it sells off. It sells after the event. So despite it going up right now, I still think it's going to come down. And if it does come down, there is a possibility that Microsoft could be the largest market cap on the market. Maybe. Well, it would have to pull back like 10% at this point. And if Apple is correcting, usually the market is correcting. So a 10% correction seems to be... I mean, it could happen, but I think at this point, it looks like we're heading back down to 145. 3 or 4 percentage... I'd say 3 or 4 percentage points. Something like that. Around 3 percentage points to the downside. Obviously, it could accelerate, but right now, it looks like it's holding up. I would say tomorrow and after tomorrow are going to get interesting. Unless they announce something crazy, I think there's more downside coming for Apple. Tesla's slightly down. I think I want to take a look at the 1 minute on Tesla right before market open. We have 2 minutes left until market open. NIO right now is up slightly. Chinese EV makers are heading up. UiPath down 0.6%. Uber up slightly. Netlist still down 10%. Robinhood now going up. I think Robinhood is sitting pretty darn cheap. Wouldn't be surprised if it heads back to 45. Yeah, Virgin Galactic's still negative. It's just so crazy. This stock jumps all the way to 60, and then it just comes back all the way, hitting 24 again. And there are 2 major gaps to the downside here, too. So, yeah. What a roller coaster. 1 more minute. I want to briefly check DIDI. DIDI's still down. All right. How's the market going to react to CPI? We'll see. Market opening up in about 1 minute to about 30 seconds. No, it's opening up right now. So market just opened up. There we go. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. Tesla's opening up green, up 0.1%. Very nice. NIO is opening up green again. NIO up 0.5%. Li Auto up 0.8%. Everything is spiking. You see that? Woo. 745 for Tesla. Up 0.5%. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Nasdaq is up 0.5%. We got the Russell falling back down. S&P up 0.4%. Dow Jones about 0.2%. Chinese EV makers are up. Lucid Group is down because of the downgrade that we saw from Morgan Stanley, I believe. Or Goldman Sachs. I think it was Morgan Stanley. C3.ai is down. Really strange. They got a contract recently. Next earnings are going to be great. Yet C3.ai stock is now heading down again. Palantir sitting at 26, up 0.5%. Snowflake is up 0.1%. We got big tech running. Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Google, Amazon, all of them green, a percentage point. BNGO, Nano mentioned, are red again. AMD and the semiconductor stocks are doing relatively okay too. Alibaba down 0.5%. DIDI down 2.5% again. Wow, so it was only down 0.5%. Then the market opens up and it's like nothing happened. It's crazy. Hold up. Virgin Galactic down 1.4%. UiPath bouncing back up 0.6 percentage points. Big spike right there, right? So stocks that were red are now green. Stocks that were green are red. Lots of volatility there. What's happening with Netlist? Sitting at 4.5. Robinhood, 0.1% to the downside. Yeah, it spiked, now coming down again. Now, let's see. Even big tech, look at that. Nasdaq is selling off 0.17%, like instantly. Oops, the bell was still going for 2 minutes. I'm sorry for that. That's an amateur mistake. Oh my god. Was the bell really going for 2 minutes? Sorry, I was really excited, with the CPI and everything. I forgot about the bell. Oopsie. My apologies. That was 2 minutes of horrendous bell noise. I know. It's sorry for that. Yeah, I've got a Stream Deck going on. I pressed the button. I have to press the button again. I think I should probably put a timer on that. I already had put a timer on it previously, but with the Stream Deck it works differently. So, what is happening to the markets? Tesla is up 1%. Look at that, 750. We went from 700 to 750. NIO up 1.2%. Li Auto up 1.6%. XPeng is up 1.5%. AI now up 0.5%. Palantir up 1.4%. Snowflake up 1.2%. And the growth stocks with the small caps are not doing so well. It's a little confusing, but we're still waiting for that to still waiting for those stocks to go up. Let's put it that way. UiPath is up 0.5%. Turn the bell on, please. Yeah, exactly. I wonder how that sounds. Me just talking with the bell just going off in the background. Ding, 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 ding. Oops. DIDI is about to go positive. Look at that. Down 0.35%. Just seconds ago, it was down 2.5%. Now only down 0.35%. So that's goes to show how incredibly volatile the stock is. Gorgeous. Already going back up. Alibaba still down 1.5%, also coming back up. And Now we finally see Nano Dimension and BNGO also heading up higher. I don't know what's happening with Netlist. It's not showing anything yet. Is it frozen? Like, I have no idea. Let me see if I can check it out on my trading app. Oh, it actually bounced back up. No, so it's sitting at 4.8, 4.9. Bounced up quite a significant bit. So it went down 10%. Recovered about half of that. So it's sitting right in this zone here, filling it slightly. Although it's not showing it on the chart. The Netlist chart isn't quite getting updated here. DIDI, come on, DIDI, let's go. What's happening with AMC? Right, so AMC is now down 2 percentage points, and it seems like we're about to see a correction. We don't see AMC go down, but whenever it does go down, it tends to correct. Yeah. Is it topping out? Yeah, I do think it's topping out. So we're probably... I think we're heading back down to like 48 or something. Short term. There's a small gap to be filled there. So this could definitely extend lower. Palantir. Look at that. Palantir up 2.2%. MACD crossing. It is shooting up despite the bad news that we got with the contract. Like I said, with the lower CPI, anything can happen at this point. Wasn't lying about that. C3.ai going up 1.2%. And even Snowflake up 1.5% after it rallying. How much did it rally? Just in the past 2 weeks or something. It was up 27%. I would say same for Palantir. Like, it was up quite a bit too. Tesla sitting at 751, up 1.2%. NIO up 2%. Li Auto up 3%. XPeng up 2.5%. All in the green. And we have the Chinese stocks doing nothing. Absolutely freaking nothing. I would say the major reason that is happening is because the Chinese market was pulling back recently. Yeah, so Uber is just a disappointment right now. Robinhood is up 0.5%. Look at that. Virgin Galactic now coming up 0.8%. Lovely. Finally seeing that move up. Okay. Both DIDI and Bob are just not able to move. Frozen in time. I would say the daily chart is looking horrible. Looks like we're going to see a leg downwards instead of a leg upwards. It's kind of looking similar to this right here. And looks like we're going to get another leg down. Which if we do, that would be insane. Like, that's a significant discount on Alibaba. Nano Dimension now up 1.3%. BNGO up 1.2%. Palantir is sitting at 26.5. Oh my gosh. I was wrong about that, I guess. I'm not sure. I think it could definitely still pull back. If it exceeds 26.8, then I am convinced this is going to go to 27 and above. The bell, oh my god, yeah. The bell was turned on for exceeding time period. Wow, look at that. Snowflake is also pulling back up. Up 1.8%. Palantir 2.3%. AI only what? It's unbelievable. Only up 1.2% after the massive downturns on C3. It's yet able to recover. Oh wow, Bitcoin is now up 3.8%, Ethereum 2.6%. VIX is going down, we got gold going down slightly, the dollar slightly down as well. 10-year yield now down 1.4%. People are going to be incentivized to get into the growth stocks, into the tech stocks, etc. A moment. Oh wow, Virgin Galactic spiking 1%, Helion up 2.8%, Path 0.7%, Robinhood is still failing to climb, and we have DIDI falling back down again. It just doesn't stop. Okay, AI. And now we have AI pulling back. That's strange. That's really, really strange, you know? Oh wow, what the hell? The Russell is going negative now? That is absolutely wild. So look at that. It spikes a percent. Then literally an hour later, it gives back everything. And now the Nasdaq, look at that. Nasdaq is starting to fall. S&P is starting to fall. Probably even the Dow Jones. VIX is slowly but steadily climbing back up. Yet the 10-year, look at that 10-year, it's just down 1.6%. It just keeps on moving lower. Yeah, look at the Chinese stocks just pulling back. Like no tomorrow. This is the monthly chart for DIDI. Just red candles. We recently had a green candle. But that could change, definitely. This is Baba. It's still sitting at a significant discount, I would say. Last time we had these prices, that was like 2 years ago, I think. And that was at the lows. I mean, back then we reached like 210 or something at the highs. Netlist sitting at 4.88. It says. Let me see what my app is saying right now. Let's see what my app says. It is sitting at 4.9. 4.92, actually. UiPath is now up 1.1%. Virgin Galactic 1.2%. Helion is up 1.6%. And we're seeing some stocks are actually doing pretty good. Like Neo is, sitting at 39.2, up 2.2%. I mean, that is lovely. Even Palantir now up 2.5%. Yes, C3.ai pulling back every single time that it can pull back. That's wild. Yeah, ARK is doing well today. I think ARK is going to be heading up quite a bit. I think we're going to see ARK get back to the 130s in about a month from now, probably. Within the next 30 days. Wow, look at that strength on Palantir, 26.5. Yeah, it's above 26.5 now. It's about to reach the 27s. It's about time, eh? It's about time for Palantir to be reaching 27. We haven't been there for quite a good chunk of time. There we go. UiPath now up 1.8%. It's starting to jump. We're seeing it jump right now. Technology service companies are moving up higher. Robinhood Green, Virgin Galactic spiking, now up 2.2%. That's wild. Palantir is up 2.9%, sitting at 26.6. Will we finally hit that 27? We're getting closer and closer. We need about, I think, 2% right now. We need 1.6% more. So we would be sitting roughly at 4.5% to the upside for us to see that 27 be hit. And we haven't seen that in how long? Last time we hit 27 was in June, end of June. That's like a couple months ago. I mean, not that long ago, but you know. Now sitting at 26.6, up 3.1%. And it's heading up higher. Virgin Galactic up 2.3%. UiPath is still up 1.4%. Good. Yeah, annoying thing is that all these stocks are heading up aside from the usual suspects, right? The DIDI, the Alibaba, both bleeding out still. Palantir is even... What the hell is happening with Palantir? Look at this. What? That's a massive green candle. Gorgeous. Now up 3.25%. AI is also slightly up. MACD should be crossing very soon on AI. And I think we're probably going to get back above 50 within the next couple hours. Imagine if Carp didn't sell. I think if he didn't sell, you know, Palantir should be sitting above 30 easily. Not significantly higher, but you know, I think we could be sitting around 30 right now. Look at that. Recovery stocks are heading up. Semiconductor slightly up. Big banks are spiking. That doesn't make sense, does it? We got the 10-year going down super fast. Look at that. Down 2 percentage points. And big banks are green. All of them are spiking. I think Morgan Stanley's heading to that 108. Goldman Sachs, maybe 420-ish. JP Morgan, maybe 165. What's happening with fuel cell? Oh my god. What the hell's happening with fuel cell? That is crazy. It's up 20.5%. I mean, to be fair, this stock has gone down like, I think, 77%. So, let's check what's happening to Nikola. Speaking of hydrogen. Nikola's sitting at $10 a share. It got absolutely wiped out. Oh, well, there you go. AI coming back up, sitting at 49.6, up 1.1%. Cool. Palantir stuck at 26.66. And yeah, big tech is not necessarily skyrocketing. I would say just slightly up. Could be that the capital coming from big tech is heading back into other stocks. There you go. Virgin Galactic up 2.4%. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, Baba's looking like it's about to drop again. Next level is looking like it's going to be 145. At least for the moment. Oh, these horrible flies. Path up 8%. Yeah, Tesla's actually holding the 750 range. And it's just, look at this. I mean, look at that trend line. That is crazy. It goes all the way back to 2020. And it holds up. It actually holds up. That's incredible. You see that? Yeah, the reason I thought it was going to go down is because we were extended above the trend and we were hitting resistance. And it fell down very fast to 708 and now it's sitting at 750 again. That's how bullish people are on Tesla. They will buy every single dip. Speaking of dips, NEO at 39.3. I think it's cheap. It's up 2.4%, but I still think it's cheap. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. I like NEO a lot at 39. I liked it a lot at 36 as well, but, you know, I think it's still a good buying opportunity. Let's see. DIDI down 2.2%. The classic, right? Both DIDI and Alibaba looking very bearish right now. I can't be bullish on them. You know, looking at the chart, it just doesn't look bullish. At least not right now. Well, actually, that is a... Isn't that a bull flag? No, wait, hold up. I think it's a bear flag, actually. No, a bull flag would have been this. Or, no, wait, hold up. I think it was this. Yeah. This is more of a bear flag right now. Let me look it up briefly. Yeah. This is a bear flag. So, where are we heading next? Next level for Alibaba is about, I would say, 148. This is definitely a bear flag. This zone right here. Yeah. No signs of any bottom. It just keeps on trending lower and lower and lower. Even on the daily chart, you know, MACD's about to cross again. 4-hour chart, we're not oversold yet. There's more downside coming for Alibaba. Same for DIDI probably at this point. Short term. What's wrong with the Chinese stocks? The government's still cracking down on them. At least on Alibaba, it's getting horrible. They keep going. They won't stop slamming Alibaba with the punishments that they have for Alibaba. So yeah, that's what's happening. Meanwhile, the American stocks are doing really good. Tesla sitting at 753. I mean, that's pretty dope. Palantir up 2.8%. We got Snowflake up 1.4%. Big tech, although coming down a bit, especially Facebook and Google. Microsoft still up 0.7%. We got Apple up 0.2%. And then you got the Chinese stocks just going down every single day. Everything. Right? If you take a look at JD, is that one coming down? Even JD is coming down. And that is one of the better Chinese stocks. So yeah. I mean, look at all these gaps being created. There's another gap right there. Gara VIX is going up very fast. Oh, yeah, that is interesting. So the VIX is going up. Oh, wow, look at that. Russell now down 0.5%. The Dow Jones down 0.10%. What the freaking hell is happening? Seems like the correction is continuing, eh? Although I think it's going to be less severe because of the CPI being a bit lower. It's not going to be that bad of a correction. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. We got a 25 euro donation from Comet Dang. Comet Dang says, Gara, can you take a look at Robinhood? A little support for the new office for me. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Yeah, I will have a new office coming in. Well, no, it's not going to be coming to me, but I'll be going to my new office in 2 weeks, and we'll have super fast internet, no background noise, no nothing. And it's going to be the perfect place to be streaming and making videos. So it's going to help out with the channel. It's going to help out with everything. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Robinhood, what's happening with Robinhood? Yeah, the market is kind of in decline right now. Look at this. S&P down 0.2%, NASDAQ down 0.2%, Dow Jones now down 0.2% as well. We've got the Russell down 0.6%. So the markets are coming back down, and that's having an impact on everything out there. We're going to get massive discounts, by the way. See if it's having an impact on that list. Is it? Well, it's having an impact on everything. Yeah, everybody's selling. Nobody's buying. VIX is going up super fast. We in correction time, boys and gals. This is insane. Look at that. 10 years falling 3.3%. I think what's happening right now is that the stock market, a lot of stocks right now are selling off, which is sending the 10-year yield lower because we're seeing a rotation happen from stocks to bonds because of these. There was a lower indication of CPI short term. Yields are coming back down. Some of the capital in the market leaving and going to the bonds. Very likely, I'd say. That's the case. Now, DIDI sitting at 8.4, still not done correcting, I would argue. Like, it's quite visible. This will keep on going down. And let's see. Path is coming down. Virgin Galactic is coming down. Everything that went up is now going back down. So AI pulling back, AMC pulling back, Palantir pulling back. Pretty much everything. BNGO, Nano Dimension were green. Now both in the red. Same for the recovery stocks, semiconductor stocks, big banks were all green. Now all coming back down. Russell down 0.7%. Dow Jones down almost 0.5%. That's a big reversal. Oh boy. VIX is still spiking, up 2.5%. It's sitting quite high. Let me take a look what is happening right now. A bunch of red. That is happening. Although Virgin Galactic is still doing okay. Yeah, look at that. DIDI now down 2.5%. You got BABA still going down. 161. Check Tesla. Tesla's alright. Tesla's up 0.8%. Tesla is chilling. Although ARK has been selling a lot of Tesla recently. They're getting out. ARK Invest is trying to sell at the top. I think what could definitely happen is that the stock just keeps running till $800. I mean, it's not that much. It's not that far away from hitting 800. It would be fairly doable. This is an interesting correction. So it's down roughly, let's say 0.8%. It's not even that much. So much for a correction. I mean, it's not even down that much. I want to check the Hang Seng index. See how that's doing. Since 2017, I mean, if you would have held since 2017, your stocks would have been these Hang Seng index. It would have been flat. you would have gotten nothing. It's kind of sad. Let's say you do that with the S&P, right? Like 2017. That's right around here. If you held the S&P since like August back then, you would have had like a good 100% return. Big oof. DIDI bouncing slightly. And obviously, you know, Baba and some of these other Chinese stocks they IPO'd on the Hong Kong index back in the day, the Hang Seng index, and I would say that the index itself is a good representation of what's happening with the big tech in China. See. AI back into the green. Palantir is having a good day. They're having a good day indeed. The train will not stop. Here we go again. Can we get that 27? What's happening with TLT? Yeah, that's the price of bonds. It hit an all-time high at 160 or 175. Dropped lower right after. Obviously, that was because of the pandemic, right? So lots of bonds buying. It really does look like we're going to be topping out very soon. And when that happens, that's when you will see the yield go down significantly. Go up quite a bit, right? I think we still have some time left for yields to stay relatively low. So I'm not worried about yields spiking in the near term. UiPath now up 0.7%. Oh, I think I forgot to talk about Robinhood for that donation that we got. We had like a €25 donation on PayPal. So for Robinhood, I would say markets are still pulling back, so we might see a slight move to 39. But I think we're heading straight back. We're gonna go straight back to 45 in no time. Especially if we hear about the payment for overflow not exactly getting banned or anything like that. But I think it makes sense for us to just jump back up after the huge downturns that we had. It's not like Robinhood is going to disappear or anything like that. I mean, this company has done so much for a lot of people, making trading and investing super accessible for years. I think just because they had the whole drama going on with GameStop, that doesn't... Let's say it does not mean that the company itself hasn't done any good. They have done, let's say, quite well for a long time until the whole GameStop situation. I think one fault will not, remove all the good stuff that they've done. I bet there are plenty of people out there that bought stocks on Robinhood and were able to do this without any commissions for a good chunk of time, and that made a lot of money. And I think Robinhood was one of the first platforms to do this. So Very innovative. I don't really like the CEO necessarily, but they've done a great job so far. I don't think they're going to go bankrupt or anything like that. I don't think payment for overflow is going to completely disappear. So, yeah, let's see where it goes. I think Robinhood could probably get back to around 42, 43 initially. Here we go. Wow, Tesla's sitting at 753. That's wild. That's while the indices are going down. The indices overall are bleeding. But yeah, Tesla is maintaining its runway to the upside. Same for Virgin Galactic, going up 2.4%. DIDI is slightly recovering, but nothing special. Yo, fuel cell is up 27%. It's probably a short squeeze. Damn. How much is it up? 29% now. That is after earnings, right? Yeah. So apparently earnings were pretty good. Let me check. Oh, they beat the earnings estimate. Apparently that's impressive. Up 30% now on fuel cell. I was bullish on this stock. I do remember that. Oh boy. Let's see. Netlist sitting at 4.76. Uber 1.3. Are we seeing like severe discounts? Is there anything that's super cheap right now? Like incredibly cheap. I'll say nothing yet. Although Lucid Group is getting interesting, you know. Sitting at $19. I might buy some if it hits 18. Darn it, flies. Bitcoin up 3%. Ethereum up 1.5%. The Russell is still back down. Dow Jones. What can I say? Overall market is not doing so well. But some names are doing exceptionally good. Like BYD is up. That's so strange. BYD up 2.5%. But look at this. Tencent down. DIDI down. Baba down. Baidu down. JD down. And BYD is up. Because the EV stocks are going up quite a bit. 110 billion market cap. That is crazy. That is nutty as hell. They do 7.6 million in revenue. 7.6 billion, right? Alright, currently looking at the 10-year DXY. Markets are starting to bleed even further. VIX is still green. This is quite worrisome. Yeah, Chinese stocks are not recovering. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe if we just give it another day. I think that would work out. Palantir is starting to fall back. AI, same story. Is the market bleed? Yep, Russell bleeding. Russell bleeding out. Dow Jones bleeding. VIX spiking further. Gold is starting to move up. 10-year yield falling down even lower. Damn. Right when you think it's bottoming out, it goes back down lower. You don't want the 10-year yield to spike down very fast. Basically, that basically means that there's a lot of capital moving to the bond market. That capital is not going to the stock market, and can be a bad thing. But if it slowly heads down, it slowly bleeds down, that's a good thing for the growth stocks. But this is kind of creating a rippling effect, right? It's just markets are going lower, stocks selling off, that capital is getting back into the bond market. It's going into gold right now, cryptos. See what's happening with PLTR. Nothing really. Apple's starting to sell off as we speak. All right, things are looking not so good, I'd say. It's looking good for some of these growth names, but the market is still in correct mode. Stuff is still correcting. I think after the correction, that's when you're going to see, that's when you see growth really thrive. Because we already have some indications like, okay, CPI is starting to pull back. We got the 10-year yield going down. Now, what we're looking for is what's going to happen right after the correction. I think in this correction that we have, we're getting opportunities to buy these growth stocks at severe discounts, like a C3.ai that's still down 75%, sitting at 49. And there are many, many other examples. I think Palantir is still pretty great. I think BNGO, Nano Dimension are pretty great. UiPath, Netlist, and many other names in the market. Virgin Galactic is still, in my opinion, pretty cheap. For a swing trade, I think it's pretty cheap for a swing trade. And I think frankly, I think the Chinese stocks are going to do pretty well in the next coming months. But, that's going to take some patience. What's the sign the correction is almost over? When you start seeing higher highs and higher lows. We're not seeing that right now. We're seeing higher lows. We're seeing lower lows and lower highs. Usually what tends to happen is you see this kind of movement. And then let's say it bottoms. Then you see this. Oh. Where you have this higher high, higher low, and then it kind of recovers all the way. That tends to happen when you have when you know the correction is done. Although I do remember a time, I think that was last year, where we thought it was over. Right? So this correction, and then another low, and then we get a higher high, pulls back again, and then we get another higher high, we get a higher low, and it pulls back all the way. So that happens, I think, that's when Trump was still president, I think. Yeah. This was an interesting move. Very annoying because you think, oh, the market's coming back up. Nope. And it goes down another 8 or 9%. Virgin Galactic it's up almost 3 percentage points. I'm loving it. I like it. UiPath also up 1%. Netlist is sitting at 4.8. So it's bouncing slightly from the low of 4.5. My Alibaba's getting absolutely ripped to shreds. All right, I think it's time to wrap this current live stream. It's been good so far. I like the CPI data. CPI is slowly heading down. Lovely news. The correction is still not over. We're still in the midst of it. Like I said, I don't think this correction is going to be severe. I doubt this is going to be like a 10% correction. Could still be a 5% correction. But yeah, this is the best case scenario that we got. And next week, Friday, we're going to have the Fed speaking, and that's when we might get a taper announced, or maybe they're going to delay it again. But yeah, so far, it seems like the job report, with the job report being bad, CPI hitting slightly lower, it does not seem like we're going to get a taper anytime soon. And the markets would have been way worse off if we would have saw like inflation right now, even higher inflation. That would have wrecked the markets right here. Thankfully, that is not happening. So that's good. But yeah, correction's still not over. Although we got a glimpse of some positivity at the beginning of the day. And we have some stocks. Look at Tesla up 1.4%. Palantir up 3%. Some names are doing good. Other names are just pulling slightly lower. We're not seeing huge downturns necessarily. Some negativity in some parts of the markets. But yeah, this is, we're in exciting times. Yet again, I'll say it again. You should have capital on the sidelines. Always have capital on the sidelines. That's how you can benefit from these moves to the downside. You can benefit from this. You can buy stocks at cheap prices. Tesla sitting at 710, now sitting at 750, and there are many other stocks that are going to get very cheap. So having capital on the sidelines, once again, is quite crucial. It's not financial advice, just my opinion, right? But yeah, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, hit that notification bell right now. Check out the Discord community. It's a free community that you can be a part of. You can find the link in the description. We also have Twitter, we have Instagram, and we also have a Patreon if you'd like to support the channel. Like I said previously, we're going to have a new office with really fast internet, no background noise, no nothing. It's going to be a room for the stream, and I can't wait. It's going to be in 2 weeks. So that's when I'm going to go to that place. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I love you guys. We'll be back very soon. In the meantime, good luck with trading, and I'll see you very soon.